Yotsup, how old are you?
47.
Do you support Trump?
Yep.
If the election
Would
were held
vote for him
today,
again, too, yes.
okay. If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Yeah. Vote for Trump again.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Did you literally just say that DNA testing of people coming into our country is intrusive?
Yeah.
People intruding into our country, being DNA tested is intrusive to you.
Yes.
Do you fundamentally believe you care for this country?
Yes.
When you screwed the unfuck America by tossing Z under the bus, how did that help America?
I have no obligation to maintain relationships with anyone because I didn't want to engage. Because I didn't want to.
Microaggressive?
Because I didn't want to engage with a person, and in terms of like a movement, doesn't mean anything. Okay. I don't know why you'd even care to bring that up. Can you tell me why you support Trump without trying to pivot onto something that is utterly irrelevant to a conversation?
You threw that leader of that movement under the bus.
That was not a helpful relationship for a movement. So would you like to now, instead of crashing out about this, would you like to tell me why you support Trump? If you're unwilling to do that.
Yes, because of people like you. Literally, Trump got elected to avoid people like you on the left.
Okay.
You are basically what the televangelists were. The whole church going on the TV. That movement, I think, is what killed religion in this country. Now, because of you, you are now the new televangelist. You're a cheap shill. You're profiting off division. You're a literal piece of shit.
Okay, so you think
and you have no further to look than what you did to that one movement. Z made that movement. You fucked it to capitulate to microaggressions.
No, because I disagree with her behavior. I think it was bad, and I think that she's an unprofessional organizer. Okay, all of those things are completely separate arguments that are irrelevant.
You and Dean did it to profit. Dean did it to profit.
All of this has absolutely nothing to do with the stream. I built up my entire movement. Me and
my
Dean
dude,
built up.
Look how big you two be.
Dean and I built up the movement. Had nothing to do with her, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's why she has no movement right now, and we still do, and we still have viewership. So I don't know why you're sitting up here complaining about that. We still have a movement. You're on a live stream right now. I just started up the stream, and there's thousands of people in the stream. You're listening in front of them right now. Okay? We have a movement. We're doing things right now. So instead of actually just sitting up here and whining on the stream, can you give me an actual meaningful response to the point that Donald Trump himself has literally canceled Marjorie Taylor Greene, called her a traitor, Marjorie Traitor Greene, because she wanted the release of the Epstein files? That's actual cancel culture. Me saying I don't want to work with someone in terms of a movement because I think that they're unprofessional, right, is not the end of the world. That's not cancel culture, okay? That's me saying I don't want to run a movement with someone, okay? I don't know why you're complaining and why you're crashing out about this. You genuinely, at the end of the day, don't give a
because I want you exposed, Parker. I want you and Dean to be exposed for what you are, for being the grifters that you are, for being the little piece of... I just explained it. How you're willing to throw people...
That's not a grifter.
You are willing to fuck your movements as long as you profit off...
This doesn't fuck any movement. Like, you genuinely understand that we still have a movement, right? This didn't destroy anything.
How much has that movement made since you did what you did to Z?
I don't know. I don't
know you don't
involve
know.
myself.
Dude, again, you're such dog shit. It's unreal. You're literally trying to act like you're this righteous individual. You're doing what you think is the best. But when it comes down to
and you're acting like a toddler throwing a tantrum on my screen.
When
like, genuinely.
Push comes to shove.
Hey, dude, chill out. These things are not that serious.
Dude, when push comes to shove, you show your true fucking colors. So
okay.
Yeah.
What? Because I don't want to run a movement.
Wanting to expose what a utter fucking piece of...
Okay, let me know when you're done crashing out and being triggered. Like, all you've done on my stream so far is complain like a little baby and throw a tantrum like a toddler. Can you actually just give me a reason why you support Trump instead of just saying, "Oh my God, the liberals, they didn't run a fucking movement with someone they disagreed with, and they didn't want to continue a movement with someone."
Do you think Trump would have got elected if not for this radical left, this progressive left?
I think that he would have got elected because of people like you being misinformed to support someone regardless, and actually not even giving a shit about the actual facts of why you support them, and instead just getting angry at people on the internet who are just liberal for no reason. You're literally mad at me for no reason. Stop complaining. Give me an actual reason. Yeah.
Name me one policy that you push that actually strengthens this country.
Okay. Universal access to healthcare, right?
No,
A public
everybody
option.
already did stop. Everybody agrees healthcare would be great. I'm referring
Does
to
Trump? What's Trump's
that
healthcare
does.
plan?
No. But you're
What's
not going
Trump's
to
healthcare?
convince
What's
me.
Trump's healthcare plan?
You're not going to, dude. You're not going to
What's
convince
Trump's
me.
healthcare plan?
As far as I'm concerned, there is
Stop
none.
being a baby and answer the question. What's his
As
healthcare
far
plan?
as I'm concerned, there is none. He has
Exactly.
none. He has no idea.
Exactly. So you can't say it's the plan I just mentioned because he has no plan. He had concepts.
What
of plan.
I am getting at is everything you guys push: LGBT, trans,
You see what I mean?
migration. Name
What's wrong with the LGBTQ plus community? Tell me.
It weakens this country. It makes
How?
us look like pussies.
How?
You're fucking confusing because you're
How?
confusing the shit out of the young.
It's not confusing people to have
You
LGBTQ
are
plus community in our
confusing
population.
people who haven't even hit maturity.
When you're saying that people can't be a part of the LGBTQ plus community, you're actually
your
confusing
movement
children.
believes that
You're actually the one confusing children because you're telling them that they can't be gay or that they aren't gay or that they aren't trans.
no,
when they
I'm
actually
saying
are.
that they shouldn't be exposed to it to the level that you
What do you
degenerates
mean by
want to push it at.
exposed? What do you mean by exposed? Like what are you
As
talking
in,
about?
kids don't need to get the idea in their heads if they didn't have the idea in their heads that, hey, I can
I have a
switch my
question.
gender because
I have
at
a
that
question.
moment in time, I feel like I want to switch my gender.
Hey, buddy.
I don't want to put into kids' heads.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask you a question. When you were a kid, if you were told that you could be gay and could be trans, would you have been gay or trans?
No.
Exactly.
And are you saying that applies to everybody, Parker?
I'm saying that applies
Are you saying
in
that question
practically every
applies to
case. Yeah,
everybody?
you can't just.
What research have you
Yeah,
done?
you think I'm gonna force kids to be gay and trans by saying you can be gay or trans, so that if you're gay or trans, you
Parker,
can be accepted? Like what? What are you
study
talking about?
did you look at that shows that this applies to everybody? That question you just asked me, that applies to everybody. Everybody knew right at that moment, or they had that thought in their head, hey, am I this or am I that, until I was influenced by your movement.
Saying that you can be gay or trans and that you're accepted if you are is not going to cause you to be that way. In the
Now
same way that
explain to
saying,
me.
wait, in the same way that saying, if you like anime, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with liking anime. Is not going to cause every kid to then watch anime.
That is the dumbest fucking. That it might be the dumbest fucking point I've ever fucking heard.
It's not. It's literally just saying
Okay, then, let's just get
anti-bullying
to the
measures
substance
are
of
not
it.
causing kids to be in that
Explain-
certain way. It's just an anti-bullying measure.
Explain the strength of it. What does by
strength of
doing
what?
this, what does by pushing this LGBT progressiveness that we're seeing today, what does this do to strengthen the country?
Yeah, pushing the acceptance of people who are part of the LGBTQ plus community provides a greater community for them, ensures that they're not going to be disenfranchised to the same extent, literally just for being a part of the community for literally no reason. It's to limit the level of bullying and stigmatization that people who are part of the community
Everything
go through.
you're describing sounds like we're going to make things safer to make people weaker and weaker and even more.
How does this make people weaker? How is
Because at this
accepting
point-
gay people make things weaker?
Because you're putting out these fucking ideologies that quite literally, Parker.
How does it
in
make us
what
weaker?
world-
How does the ideology make us weaker?
Let me give you the prime example. In what world would anybody look at you and look at you as a threat?
Okay, it doesn't. No one's gonna look at me individually as a person as a threat. They're gonna look at like
And
what we have
why
access
on
to
earth
as a
would I
country
not
as a
take
threat.
And
Are-
why
is, any-
on earth
is anyone
would I
looking at
not-
Trump as as like his body, him as a person as a threat? No one's looking at Trump himself as a person as a threat. But obviously, it's what he has
Parker,
access
I
to as president of the United
100%
States.
guarantee in any fashion, if I was
So
to
how
look
does
at
the
you
ideology make us weaker?
versus
He's pivoting
Trump,
from that. He's pivoting from this. How does the ideology make us weaker? How is supporting the LGBTQ plus community make us weaker?
this acceptance of any kind of debauchery, i.e., butt fucking.
What wait? Are you mad that people are having anal sex? What's wrong with that?
What do you think is wrong with that, Parker? Why do you think
Nothing.
it was so wrong that
What's wrong with
Bible
it?
itself? Why do you think, Parker?
What's wrong with it?
Do you think maybe because
do you think
it's
it's immoral?
disgusting?
I have a question. Do you think it's immoral if a man and a woman do it in a marriage?
Yes. And
Okay.
why do you think they're even thinking
Well, I have a
of doing
question.
it
I have a
now?
question. I have a question.
And
Do you
what- Parker,
Thank you for the
Parker,
bed
now
banana. Thank you so much.
Stop,
Watch this. Watch this.
Stop, Parker.
No, how about you stop for a second? You're crashing out. You're emotional. Okay. Let me ask you this question: is oral sex wrong?
Parker, yes, it is. Parker, and why do you think those things are?
You think oral sex is wrong? You don't like getting a BJ, bro?
Bro, do you like having a shit dick in your mouth?
Dude, I'm asking you a question, right? Do you think a person in a straight relationship, a man and a woman, they're married, right, engaging in oral sex, do you think that's wrong?
Dude, I've already answered your questions. Now answer mine.
Do you
Would
think
you
that's
put a
wrong?
shit dick in your mouth?
Do you think that's wrong? Do you think that's wrong? Oh, he got flagged for harassment and bullying. Meaning I gotta hit a restart on the stream. Actually, I'm not surprised that happened. That guy was literally so fucking emotional. It's unbelievable. He was just crashing out like crazy. Why was he acting like such a child? And by the way, he's just mad that he doesn't have hygiene. Like that's all it was. So I don't know why he was saying that, but he was saying oral sex as a whole is wrong. Okay. Well, I mean, we already know. We already know that the person he's with is definitely not pleasure. That's all I gotta say.